Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Bring in part 3 of What If Izuku Yagi was 9 the Fox. Link down in description of the fanfiction This What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Inventing. 9 POV. Heroes and villains, huh. Heroes good and villains bad. What a joke. Villains who only put people in distress. And those heroes everyone admires. If we peel their outer skin off, what is left inside are people who only do what they want without caring if they would leave behind the pain of others. It's true that they're heroes who care for the safety of others, but their number is small and is decreasing by the day. And villains aren't born. They're created by this system and nobody has noticed. But once again, what this world noticed today. A reason why heroes will bring the end of the world. The people nowadays are funding heroes and only heroes. Before I started my company 10 months ago, a cure for cancer was only a dream. No one POV. 9 finished his meal and then changed into his uniform. Then a little girl with white hair and a horn on his right side of the forehead hugged him. 9. Hug back, be good at school, my little snowball. Eri. I will papa. Then Eri leave with a tall bulky man. I'll take her to school, Master 9. 9. Thanks Rappa. Flashback. Overhaul woke up in a glass box. Overhaul. Where am I? What's happening? 9. Your death is gonna happening. 9 emerges from the shadows. Overhaul. I know you. You're 9 Midoriya. 9. And you're a dead man. I've been monitoring your work for months. And I know what you did. I agree with you that quirks are becoming a problem, but it's not quirks' problem, it's the people who use them. Like a gun. In the hands of a killer, it's a weapon of destruction. In the hands of a soldier, it saves lives. That's the same situation with a quirk. And now you'll die. Nokia bot, ignite the gasoline. But don't worry. I already arranged it for you. I created a clone of you that I control it and make the clone suicide by a bomb attached to itself. On the ground, Overhaul saw a Nokia that turned into and activated one of its weapons. A flamethrower. The gasoline ignited and Overhaul body was got on fire. 9 then turned and looked at Overhaul bullets. 9. You're free to do whatever you want from now. I already clarify your records and put it on Overhaul like he forced you to it. You can live a happy life from now. But then Rappa and the others bowed to 9. All. We swear to follow you, 9 Midoriya. 9. If that's what you want, then so be it. Flashback end. 9 arrived at Ua Gate and the first thing he saw was Momo staying at the entrance like waiting for someone. 9 walked towards the entrance. The moment Momo saw 9 walking towards the entrance, she got up. Momo. Zuzu, I waited for you. I wanted to give you something. I know it's been 10 months, but I bought you a new notebook since Bakugo destroyed your old one. Here. She got from her bag a new bide notebook and wanted to give it to 9, but 9 just walked past her, ignoring her like she didn't exist. Momo. Huh. Zuzu. 9 then stopped walking and said. 9. I told you already. The name's 9. Get that through your empty head, Momo Yaoyorozu. And 9 leave to his class. Momo was feeling like she was hit by a bullet. Not only 9 called by her full name instead of Mi-chan like when they were kids, but he said her name with venom and hate. Momo thought, crying, what have we done? Meanwhile, Nezu, Eraserhead and Toshinori were in Nezu's office and looked at a document named Izuku Yagi. The size of the document was so small, it could barely be named a document. The document was barely a folder of 2 to 3 pieces of papers. Eraserhead. Is that all? Nezu. Unfortunately, yes. It's not much about Izuku Yagi. From the document, Izuku Yagi is a delinquent, a pervert, a slacker of study with barely 55% points at every subject and a bully. I was about to reject his offer, but since he's the CEO of Fox Industries and he blackmailing me with OFA, I can't do anything for now. Eraserhead. That's suspicious on how he knows about it. Look at Toshinori, any clue? Toshinori. Unfortunately no. My son always tend to get into troubles. I got many reports from his previous school, Aldera, and they say how my son is nothing but a troublemaker. After I captured the sludge villain, I didn't saw him for 2 days. The sludge villain didn't escape and captured Katsuki here. Toshinori. Then after 2 days, I find out that he changed his name without our permission and now he called himself 9 Midoriya. When he returned to school and pierced young Bakugo with those horrible metal tails of his, that was the last straw. I kicked him out of the house and I disowned him. Nezu, it appears we need to keep an eye on 9 Midoriya until we discover what plans he has. With 9, he was in a room with Power Loader after he was told to follow him. 9. Is something wrong, sensei? Why am I not with the others, building an invention like you told us? PL, you see, Midoriya. The problem is that you came from the hero course exam and not from the support course, and I would want you to build 2 inventions. One that can compensate for the entrance exam and the other will be like the others. 9. Oh, okay. PL, good, I'll leave alone. I don't want you to intimidate you while you're working at. And he leave. 9 inspected the room. It was a decent workshop. He then saw the large mirror and then he knew it. They were watching him from a 2-side mirror. 9 then start working at his inventions. Meanwhile, Power Loader enter inside the room where Nezu, Toshinori and Inko were watching 9 from the 2-side mirror. PL, how's it? Nezu, he's building very fast. PL, either he's overstressed or he knows what he's building. Inko, but he knows how to build stuff. He never took a course in the past and he never goes to engineering. Toshinori, I don't know. But I swear I'll find out. PL, well, looks like he almost finished. I'm going to check. And he leave and go to check on him. He opened the door, but pretend that he check on him, not that he knew it that he finished it. PL, do you need help, Midoriya? 9. Number. As a matter of facts, I finished already. PL, really? What did you build? 9. First of my invention is more like a toy. 9 turned his phone on and activated the first invention. It was a little robot with blue eyes. 9. I called it, Scraplet. Place. What's it doing? 9. For kids, it will be a toy. But for helping the community, I have to activate this function. It's called Metal Eater. 9 pressed the button from his phone and the Scraplet changed. He opened his mouth and showed many pairs of rotating razor teeth. Place. Wow. Kinda aggressive, don't you think? 9. Don't worry, sensei. To us, the Scraplet is blind. When he's in this mode, he only eat metal. Remember that rust metal I asked for it? Place. Yeah. 9. Check this. 9 command the Scraplet to devour the rust metal and it did it. The Scraplet finished the rust metal in seconds. 9. This Scraplets can be used to get rid of the wasted metal in the world. And now, my second invention. 9 put the gauntlet he created. 9. This gauntlet is a modified grenade launcher. It shoots foam rounds. This can be used for electrical sources that got out of control. It can be helping the police, firefighters, workers at electricity. Place. But how's this going to help heroes? 9. I didn't said anything about heroes. Those inventions are for normal people, not heroes. Because I don't want to fund imbeciles, no offense sensei. But heroes will bring the end of the world. Time skip thanks to Kurumi. 9 was working at his new creations. He was alone since his classmate were at lunch. 9 had a bento box with food. 9 used 2 of his metal tails to eat, while his hands and the rest of 5 metal tails he used to his inventions. Then the door opened, revealing Izumi and the rest of 1A, but without Momo. 9. Angry growl, what the fuck are you idiots doing here? Katsumi goes towards 9 and glare at him. Katsumi. Angry, you have some explanation, Deku. 9. I don't have anything to say to you or any other from your class. So scram. Katsumi. Angry, you dare to not care after what you did to Momo. 9. I don't have to do with that bitch or to you. So, like I said, get scram. Kyoka. You don't understand. 9. What I don't understand? That she's a cunt like you and the rest of your classmates. Shoka. You don't understand. Yesterday, Momo spent 2 hours at the paper shop buying you that notebook and you ignored her like nothing. Denki. She sat at her chair and cry all day for you refusing her. Ejiro. That's not manly. 9. But unlike me, disgrace of a man. It's manly to bully someone for something beyond their control. It's manly to hold someone against their will and be one of the who is complicated in tormenting. Tell me, disgrace of a man. Ejiro. 9. Just as I thought. Those words are like your head, empty. Where's that attitude from back in the day, huh? What's the matter? Scared that now you're in UA and not Aldera? where you won't be able to be covered. Besides, sooner or later, your past is going to be revealed. Katsuki. Smirk like anyone will believe you, Deku. 9. Did you forget that I hacked into Aldera's system in those 2 days where I wasn't coming to school? I have everything on tape. But I won't do it. Only when it's necessary. Shoto. Why? You're scared, Deku. 9. I'm not scared, Endeavor overgrown sperm. You'll expose yourselves for me. Katsumi. Like we're going to do that. 9. Did you forget already, Katsumi? You and your mutt of a brother throw a tantrum at Ectoplasm Sensei for scoring 68% at the math test. Katsuki. That teacher is too dumb to see that we answered correct. 9. Sarcasm. Sure, his whole teacher career is nothing compared to your middle school experience. Serious, don't forget, idiot. Now that you scored 68 from 100, that raises suspicious questions about you. How could you score 100 in Aldera, but you can't in UA? Not to mention that many from your class failed the math test. 1A paled at this. It's true that in Aldera their grades had been always 100 because the teachers were keeping that, even if they didn't do anything, but now in UA things are differently. Mina, Denki, Hantasiro, Kyoka, Ejiro Rikido failed the test while in Aldera they had always 100. 9. Another thing about how you'll expose yourself is thanks to Mud and Katsumi. Katsuki. Katsumi. What did you say, Deku? 9. Laugh and here you have it, folks. The perfect villains. On Aldera record is presenting you as good students who's willing to help people. But from what the second and third year students told me, you pushed others out of your way. Not to mention that you yell constantly and also yell, die, many times. Not to mention is that when someone is better than you, you throw a tantrum every time. Katsuki and Katsumi were grief their teeth so hard, any seconds would break, but they can't deny on what 9 said. 9. And there's more. How about that in Aldera I'm listed as a pervert, but there's no record of me doing acts like that. No reports, no reclamations, nothing about me being a pervert. But 2 from your class already has 5 reports each of committing pervert acts. In that moment, all of 1A looked at Denki and Mineta. Those 2 already has 5 reports each from making holes in the walls and trying to peek at the girls changing in the changing room. 9. And one of the most importantly is you, Izumi. Izumi. Me. 9. All of your life, you had your telekinesis quirk, but now, you've shown that you also possess super strength. Don't you think it's raising suspicious that you're having OFA? Izumi. Ho ddi id yyouffi and doo. 9. The fact that you didn't figure it out is hilarious. 9. Looks like lunch is over. If I were you, I'll leave to my classroom or smile, they'll be suspicious about you for what are you doing here. Despite the fact, 9 had a point. They leave, but not before for some of them to throw a deadly glare at 9, but 9 wasn't affected. The moment they leave, 9 said. 9. They never learn. Scrappy, did you record it? The scraplet that 9 built it was also a camera. The toy 9 invented was also something that he'll mass product and to have cameras incorporated. That way, parents will know when a kid is lying. The scraplet showed 9 the footage that it recorded. 9. Good. More evidence to show this idiots their true colors. Accident. 9 Pav. The world beholds such quirks and wealth and assume it is power. But I see clearly, wealth and quirks are a crutch. True power comes only through pain. Pain is a crucible that tears the weakness out of you. It leaves you bloody, and raw, and worthy. Or it leaves you dead. I experienced this better than anyone else. I wasn't reborn from pain, I just refused to die. No one Pav. 9 is in his lab, working at a new project called Contingency Plans for Heroes in case they turn rogue. 9. This is 9 Midoriya. Security level. Omega password. Delta Charlie, the 27th of May 1939. Enable new protocol. Title. Agamemnon Contingency. Should any of the heroes could turn rogue, I need to have plans in place to handle each and every one of them should they become a threat. I need to be prepared for the worst always. 9 looked at the drone he'd pilot when he's the chemist. The computer started to shoot pictures of Izumi, her friends and many heroes. 9. Contingency level, number 1. All Might is a strong hero with OFA at his side. But he's not a god. In case he's turning rogue, I need to neutralize him. His weakness is his wound on his left side. However, he only has a 3 to 5 hours limit. If I can exhaust him up, then he'll no longer be able to fight. Hostages will be a good example. Even if he turned rogue, his hero side won't die. If this doesn't work, then the quirk erasing bullets will be the final solution. 9 Then pressed a button and a picture of the erasing quirk bullets appeared. 9. Eri hair's work as well. The only reason why Overhaul was using Eri in his way is because he was a psychopath. Good thing that I learned about hairstyle. Next. Contingency code name, Telepath. Inko Yagi, mother of Izumi Yagi, her only child. Her quirk require for her to see in her hands. A flash grenade or immobilized her hands. Izumi Yagi is the same story since she's having her mother quirk. 9 Then pressed a button and Katsuki and Katsumi photos appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Explosive. The Bakugo twins' quirks are one of the most dangerous ones. They produce explosions from the palm of their hands. However, in cold climate, they can't produce explosion due to not being able to produce sweat on their hands. A heater invention would do the trick. The same thing can be said about most of them. Tsuyu Asui, Toru Hagakuri, the Todoroki twins. Then a photo of Momo appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Creation. Momo Yaoyorozu quirk is one of the most dangerous since she can create anything non-living. She require lipids for her quirk. Her weaknesses are panic and complicated things. While in panic, she can't work under pressure. And she can't create complicated things, only piece by piece. A photo of Mina Ishido appear on the screen. 9. Contingency code name, Toxic. Mina Ishido quirk acid can become a problem if she's turning rogue. Her acid combining with her flexibility will be problematic. A solution for that is to trap her into a place where her flexibility and acid are useless. The same weather gun can take care of her since if she's dehydrated, she can't produce acid. Ochako, Mashiaro, Kyoka, Hantasiro, Mineta and Mezzo photos appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Lost Limbs. Most of them have a certain body part as their quirks. Amputate that part and their quirk will be inactive. Ochako, cut one of her fingers. Mashiaro, cut his tail. Kyoka, her earphones and her insecurity is because she's sad when she's compare with other females that has big bust size. Hantasiro, his tape is weak, but more tape one after another can be a problem. The solution is to break his elbows. Mineta is a pervert, an illusion serum where he's surrounded by naked womans will do the trick to distract him. The balls from his head is his hair. The solution will be to either burn his hair or to make him feel sad. Mezzo Shoji. Remember about his past trauma and he might be caught off guard. He can create many things with his hands, eyes, ears, multiple hands. The solution will be to amputate his arms. A photo of Koda appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Animal. Koji Koda quirk allow him to talk to animals. The solution to neutralize his quirk is not so complicated. Tear gas. It can hurt his vocal cords. However, if he's being put in a soundproof glass box, he can't do anything. A photo of Tenya Iida appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Speed. Tenya Iida quirk make him a possible threat. The solution is to somehow block his engines from his legs. The weather gun is working as well since in coldness, his engines can't work. A photo of Ejiro Kirishima appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Hard Rock. Ejiro quirk, hardening is a problem. He can harden his skin and make it difficult to break. My theory is that if I use flames while he's in his hardened mode, it will overheat, then I'll use cold water on him. If my theory is correct, he might crack. If this doesn't work, acid rounds will do the trick. A photo of Denki Kaminari appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Electricity. Denki Kaminari quirk emit lightning. However, he can't control the direction and if he's using too much, he becomes an idiot. The solution to neutralize him are foam rounds and foam grenades. If he's isolated in foam, he can't use his quirk. A photo of Yuga Aoyama appeared. 9. Contingency code name, France. Yuga quirk, naval laser. His quirk allow him to shoot laser out of his naval button, however, he need his belt to do it. There are two solutions. An invention that can reflect his laser or break his belt. A photo of Rikido Sato appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Sugar. Rikido quirk require sugar. Sugar multiple his strength, but his energy will be consumed faster. The solution is to either make him waste his energy or to make sure to destroy his sugar. A photo of 9 Midoriya appeared. 9. Contingency code name, Fox. 9 Midoriya doesn't have a quirk, and that's what make him more dangerous. He can adapt to the situation. A calm mind. The solution is to trap him into a place where he can't adapt. A place where he doesn't know anything about it. The next day, 9 took a shower, eat breakfast with Rappa and the others. 9 expand his house and Rappa and the other bullets live together with 9. Not in a romantic way, and with Eri. After they finished breakfast, Rappa took Eri to her school and the other goes to work. Each of them is working at 9 company, Fox Industries. While 9 is going to UA. Tengai. Why none of us is escorting 9 to UA? He saved us and give us a home. He didn't saw us as villains, but as human being. Chronostasis. I understand your feeling, but 9 requested this for us. And we must honor it. The others agree to that. With 9, he arrived at his class and the lesson started. Scene change. 9 was eating his bento box at the cafeteria with one of his senpai from 3rd year, named Toyotaro. A few tables away from 9 table was Izumi and the rest of 1A. Some of them glare at 9 with hate. 9 could feel their glare, but like their heads, are empty. And for 10 months, he did business, so he was used to getting glares. With Izumi. Ejiro. Did you hear it? Shoto. What? Tenya. One of our former classmates from Aldera was found dead in his room. Denki. Who was it? Suyu. It was Tsubasa. Then they remembered the boy with red wings. Katsumi. How did he die? Izumi. He was found dead in his room. He had a hole in his head. After an investigation, his death was caused by a sniper bullet. And the bullet was coming from a gun that's one of a kind. Kyoka. You don't mean. Tenya. Yes. It was the chemist. Katsuki then get up and acted like someone who escaped an asylum. Ejiro. Bro, where are you going? Katsuki. To beat Deku for killing Fat Boy. Katsumi. Sit down, idiot. I understand that you want to beat Deku. But we can't. This is UA, not Aldera. Momo. Plus, you'll get us into deeper trouble for attacking the most successful person in the world. Shoka. What are you talking about? Izumi. After the entrance exam, we learned about my brother company. Momo. Fox Industries is the most successful company in the world. With the highest advanced technology. Katsuki. Like I'm gonna believe that Deku has such a company. Momo. Believe it or not, but it's true. Search yourself if you don't believe me. And to make a comparison on how successful his company is. Do you know my parents' company? Kyoka. Yes. You're one of the richest families in Japan. Shoto. With a successful family company. Momo. Well, my parents' company is a bug compared to Fox Industries. Hearing this sentence, make them pale since Momo is one of the most richest person in Japan, but hearing that the Yaoyorozu fortune is a bug compared to 9, scared them a lot. Shoka. If we go and attack him, we'll be mostly likely expelled from UA and put in prison. Mina. And he'll expose us then. Ochako. Worst scenario then, we'll get a bullet between our eyes. Shoto. And so UA and our parents. Katsumi. Why would UA fall? Toru. Because they didn't do an investigation on our records. This will be showed that UA is reckless and let everyone inside their school. Izumi. And since UA will be shut down, then my brother will have no other reason to not reveal dad quirk. And another thing, my brother can't be the chemist. Aizawa sensei said that he's as tall as himself. Shoto. And Deku has those stupid fox appearances. The chemist doesn't have them. They looked at 9 who was talking about science with Toyotaro and one of 9 classmates, a girl with long pink dread hair. Katsuki. His squad and at least more than 45% of the class wanted to go to Deku table and putting him in his place for daring to come to UA through blackmailing using OFA's secret, but they can't do anything since they were in UA, not in Aldera. Plus, their reputation is already in the mud after finding out that they're on Pornhub. They tried to say it's not them, but after an investigation, the videos were proven to be 100% authentic. With Detective Naomasa, they were proven innocent of doing videos on Pornhub, but still on a tight leash. But for now, they had other things to do. Next lesson is about heroes. Scene change. Rix 999. The situation is similar, but different. While on Rick's 999 story, Izuku Yagi, innovator, Katsuki gauntlet turned into a literal grenade. In my story Katsuki and Katsumi gauntlets are made from a metal that can't withstand many explosions. The more explosions Katsuki or Katsumi use, the more their gauntlets crack, and if they pulled the pin while it's cracked, it turned into a bomb. Izumi was trying to get away from Katsuki. She and Ochako were together against Katsuki and Tenya. Katsuki, walk forward, don't run Izumi. Heroes don't run. He unleashed another explosion at Izumi, but Izumi used her telekinesis on herself to avoid blast. She didn't use OFA because she didn't know how to use it. Katsuki, angry, I had enough. He pointed his right hand at Izumi and grabbed the pin. Katsuki, die, Izumi. Katsuki pulled the pin. Izumi ripped a piece of the wall and used it for cover. But then, Katsuki, quadruple ag GGHHHHH. Izumi put down the piece of the wall and looked once the smoke dispersed. Katsuki was laying down on the ground. His right side of the chest, part of his right side of his face and his whole arm was covered in burn wounds. Izumi, HELLLPPPPP. All Might goes in a rush to take Katsuki to Recovery Girl. Later, Toshinori, Nezu, Eraserhead and Power Loader. They watched the footage. Eraserhead, how did this happen? PL, it appears that his gauntlet didn't withstand all of the explosion and it exploded. Toshinori goes angry towards the door. Nezu, where are you going? Toshinori, to Midoriya classroom. Eraserhead, why? Toshinori, to arrest him for sabotaging young Bakugo gear and hurting him. PL, hold down now. You jump on conclusions without proper evidence. 9 Midoriya has nothing to do with this. Nezu, how can you be so sure? PL, because 9 Midoriya requested me to never make him create anything related to heroes. I asked why and he told me that 10 months ago, he asked a hero if he can also become a hero without a quirk and the hero said no. Toshinori gulped, but it wasn't heard. PL, the first year only work at design and blueprints. While second and third years are working at the building. And the final product must go through me and you, principal. Remember that we both noticed that defect in their gauntlets. Nezu, yes, but why the gauntlets weren't fixed? PL, I don't know, but I'll call a third-year student in 9 Midoriya so you can be satisfied, All Might. Later, 9 and Toyotaro were in Nezu's office. 9 was called because Toshinori almost popped up a vein at his temple from anger. Both were confused to why they were called here. 9 had his scraplet on his shoulder. 9, can some please explain why are we here? Why me and Senpai are doing here? Toyotaro, I agree with 9-kun here. Why are we here? In Japan, you called some younger than you with kun at the end and if she's a girl you call her chan. Nezu, I'll explain. But first, look at Toyotaro, did you build the hero costume for the first year? Toyotaro, I'm one from my class who built the costumes. Why? Eraserhead, because one of the costumes wasn't working properly. One of my students, Katsuki Bakugo gauntlet exploded. Toyotaro, wait, you think I do it? Nezu, that's why we called you here. Toyotaro, I didn't do anything. Young man, it's not nice to lie. Toyotaro, I'm telling the truth. I didn't do anything to the costumes. But while I was working, I noticed the gauntlets were defected. I told sensei about it. PL, and I show it to you, Nezu. Then why the gauntlets still exploded? Glare at 9, but 9 wasn't affected. Toyotaro, 9, can I borrow your scraplet? 9, sure, senpai. Nezu, what's this about? Toyotaro, remember those days where I was at the hospital? PL, yeah, you were gone for a few days. Toyotaro, this is the answer. Toyotaro turned the video projector on the scraplet. Video. Toyotaro, I'm telling you, kid. Your gauntlets are defect and so are your sister. Katsuki, they're not defect. I designed them. Katsuki took the cases and leave, but Toyotaro grabbed one of the case. Toyotaro, I cannot allow it for you to leave with those gauntlets. You'll put yourself in danger and the ones around you. Katsuki then unleashed an explosion at Toyotaro's chest, sending him into the wall. Toyotaro, AAAAGGGGHHHHH. Katsuki, my design is perfect, useless extra. You're good just for building and not talking. Go in my way again and I'll do it again. And Katsuki leave with the cases. Video end. Toyotaro. And that's why I was at the hospital. Luckily, 9-kun company built a hospital in Japan 2 months ago. Thanks to the highly advanced medical technology of his hospital, I'll be still on the hospital bed. Nezu saw the video and realized. It wasn't 9 or Toyotaro's fault. Katsuki didn't change the gauntlets and that's how it exploded. And when Toyotaro wanted to help, Katsuki attacked him. Nezu. I see. Toyotaro, you're free to go. Power Loader will go with you. And both Toyotaro and Power Loader leave the room, leaving 9, his Scraplet, Eraserhead, Nezu and All Might. 9. Now, what can I do for you? You sabotaged young Bakugo costume. How did you do it? 9 looked at Toshinori who was in his All Might persona and 9 rolled his eyes. 9. I'm gonna be honest with you, Toshinori. You're by far the most idiotic person I know. And I meet a lot of idiots in my life. The only thing that you scored high is at the chromosomes test. Senpai, Sensei and Principal Nezu already explained what happened. If that idiot from 1A didn't had a giant ego to admit his mistake, none of those would have happened. But once again, he wished to be like you and it's working pretty well. He's an even bigger idiot than. 9 goes towards the door. We'll find out the truth, brat. And when we find out, I'll throw you in jail like the villain you are. 9. Good. Call me when you found something. Oh, by the way. My Scraplet recorded the entire thing. So, don't blame me when I press charges on you for threatening and accusing without proper evidence. Also, I hope to find a good lawyer for that idiot. Because Senpai parents are working at my company and they want to sue Bakugo. And 9 leave. And this is part 3 of this What If. I hope you guys like it. Do not forget to leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel.